Lucy and Punchinella looked out the window of Eli's workshop. Like other Wemmicks, they were wooden people. But unlike the other Wemmicks, they weren't standing in the line in the village below.
I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to paint his nose green?
Because everyone else is.
Punchinella didn't understand.
What do you mean?
Everyone wants to look like everyone else. Sometimes it's square hats, sometimes it's tall shoes. Why last year, the big thing was yellow ears. Now, everyone wants a green nose.
Does green nose make them stronger?
No.
Does a green nose make them stronger?
No.
Does it make them faster?
No.
Then what does a green nose make them?
Eli looked up and smiled.
It makes them greener.
But his smile left as he looked out the window of the long line of Wemmicks.
I think they'll be happier if they look like everyone else, but I made them different on purpose. Bright eyes, dark eyes, long noses, freckles. These were all my ideas. Now sadly, they just all want to look the same.
But not me. I'm happy just the way you made me.
Me too. I don't need a green nose to feel special.
Then she paused and looked at the village.
But I would like to see how they look up close. Want to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Eli smiled as the two said to leave.
Just remember, I made you two different on purpose.
From street level, the line looked even longer and the noses even greener. Lucia and Punchinella worked their way to the front of the crowd and watched as one Wemmick after another stepped into the nose coloring store and came out painted.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Why, that's Miss Whitney with it.
Does she run the nose coloring store?
More than that, painted noses were her idea, so there's tall hats and the square shoes and the yellow ears. New things are her thing. She decides what's with it. Isn't she the best?
Well, I guess, but who made her the new thing picker?
The Wemmick looked puzzled, like she'd never been asked that question.
Well, I don't know. She always has.
Then her eyes brightened.
Wait, look, here comes a new nose.
Ooh! The just painted Wemmick didn't stop to speak. She just kept her nose in the air and walked past. Other green-nosed Wemmicks did this. After all, how could your nose be seen if it wasn't in the air? Walking around high nose, however, was risky. Wemmicks walked into walls, doors, even each other. Lucy and Punchinella had to be very careful as one Wemmick took a little street. Just then, a loud voice came from the crowd.
Step back, step back.
The Wemmick announced it was the mayor.
Make way, I'm coming in for my touch-up.
With one hand, he waved back the citizens. With the other, he was guided through the crowd.
Unbelievable, I shook some came and I bumped into the street. Now the building is showing. It's ridiculous.
As the crowd passed, Lucia shook her head.
Such a fuss over a green nose.
Yeah, you'll never catch me in the nose coloring store.
As Punchinella walked past the store, she noticed Whitney with it examining her nose in a handheld mirror. Later at home, she did the same.
I never noticed before, but my nose sure looks pale.
The next morning, Punchinella walked down the street with her friends Split and Woody.
Are you really thinking about it?
Sorta.
They say that the paint stings.
And it stinks.
Brush your paint in your eyes.
It only comes off as sandpaper.
Shh.
Punchinella put her finger to her lips and pointed at a large crowd of green-nosed Wemmicks standing in the square.
Guys, something's going on.
The mayor, nose freshly painted, was standing on a platform, and right by his side, Whitney with it was preparing to give a speech.
Welcome, one and all.
The first meeting of the Nosy Wemmicks Club. Your glistening green sets you apart as a with it Wemmick.
As if on cue, Wemmicks began rubbing their noses.
You are classy, you are keen, you are awesome, you are green.
Proud of his poetry, the mayor smiled and the Wemmicks applauded.
Let's hear it for Whitney with it, the pioneer of the painted snout.
Everyone applauded even louder. The mayor hung a medal around the neck of Whitney with it.
You have changed the face of Lawrenceville. We salute your brilliance. Without you, we'd all look like...
The mayor paused, looking for their word. Then he saw Punchinella and her friends, pointing in their direction.
We'd all look like them.
As the townspeople shouted and applauded, Woody, Splint, and Punchinella quickly turned and walked away. They didn't stop until they stood in front of the nose coloring shop. Within a matter of minutes, all three were painted and walking down Mimic Lane.
Let's hear it for Whitney Whitney, the amazing one who discovered the cure for the common nose.
Hey, Punchinella, am I doing it right?
I can't see you, Split. If I turn, my nose won't be in the air.
Ooh, this is tough work. Not only do you have to get your nose painted, but you have to walk there too.
Yeah, but doesn't it feel great to be with it?
And for a few days it did. They hung out with other green noses and made weekly visits to the nosy curious for a nose polish. They bought nose gloves for cold days and nose umbrellas for rainy ones. All three read Whitney Whittett's new book, Winner by a Nose. Most of all, they enjoyed looking down their noses at the unpainted Whitmicks. One day, when they were feeling especially smug, Split said to Punchinella,
I just can't imagine anyone without a green nose.
Yeah, anyone without a green nose is just so...
So what?
a voice interrupted. It was Lucia. Punchinella was embarrassed.
I haven't seen you in a while.
You haven't seen anyone in a long time, except yourself.
She started to speak, but didn't. She was bothered by what she said, and she was even more bothered by what she saw. She saw it the next morning as the three were walking into Wemmicksville. Standing on the other side of the road was a Wemmick with a red nose.
Step right up.
Shouted Whitney with it from the steps of her store.
Green noses are out and red noses are in.
But we just got our noses painted green.
No problem. Our red will cover the green. Step right up and get in style.
The three friends looked at each other sadly.
But we thought we were in style.
What could they do but stand in line and have their noses painted red? For a few days, they fitted in, until one morning, they saw Blue Nose swimming.
Oh no, not again.
So, they changed colors. But it was only a short time until blue noses were out, and pink was in, then pink was out, and yellow was in, then yellow was out, and orange was in.
Guys, come on. This has to be the final color.
She said the day they walked out with orange with pink noses, and once again, they were wrong. Woody moaned when he saw a purple painted woman.
I'm so tired of this. I wish my nose was common again.
The three sat on a rock and hung their heads.
Me too. We should have listened to Eli. You think he'll help us?
Why don't you ask him?
All three turned at the sound of the familiar voice. It was Lucia.
See ya.
He asks about you every day.
Is he mad?
Sad, but not mad.
Punchinella looked up towards Eli's house on the hill.
He told me to tell you guys to come.
Could I take my friends?
Of course.
Would you go with me?
Certainly.
And so, the four began a long walk up the hill to Eli's house. When they reached the top of the hill, Eli stepped out of the workshop and began walking towards them. He met them in the yard. One by one, he examined their noses.
Are you trying to fit in, eh?
Punchinella nodded.
Did you succeed?
Not really. Every time we got close, someone changed the rules.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
We just want to be ourselves again.
Really?
Can
Can
we?
we?
Of course you can. I'll always help you be who I made you to be.
Then, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a piece of sandpaper.
But come on, it's gonna take some time.
And so, Punchinella and her friends followed their maker into his workshop. where he spent the rest of the day removing the paint. It hurt to be sanded, but it was worth it to be normal again. Punchinella looked into the mirror, expecting to be disappointed, but she realized for the first time that she didn't look normal or plain. She looked just the way she was made to look.